Me through sort of the emotional,
The what, sorry?
the experience of those final 4 minutes.
Final 4 minutes.
What was the emotions?
It was exciting. I mean, we've been through moments like this before. I think that the one thing that you see in the room with the group is just the level of calm throughout the game. But I mean, it's nerve-wracking, you know, when you have the lead and in that moment. But you know, those are the moments that you need to embrace and enjoy. Playoff time, you know, that's when guys need to do big, and they did a good job tonight. But you know, we know Tampa's gonna throw everything at us here next game, and we have to be prepared.
Anton, your reaction to those final minutes?
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty much a roller coaster, you know. But I feel like we were all the time able to stay pretty calm, as Marchie said, and we just, you know, did everything we could to get a chance, and we got a chance and got a goal. So really good team effort today.
And you've seen this Florida team do this, right? I mean, maybe not 2 goals in 11 seconds, but the resiliency of this Florida team. Have you been impressed with that now that you're kind of here?
Yeah, you know, when you go to the finals multiple years in a row, you gain a lot of experience. A lot of the guys in the team have been through that. So, you know, not surprised that guys are calm in moments like this, and you know, a lot of veteran guys. You can just tell, you know, even in practice days off, the way guys carry themselves. You know, they're just really good pros in this room, and very comfortable in who they are and what we have as a group. So it just makes everybody calm around you when you have guys that feel like that. And you get that from experience. It doesn't mean things are always going to go your way. You know, you don't think you're expecting to get 2 goals in 11 seconds the way we did, but you know, sometimes bounces go your way, sometimes they don't. Tonight they went our way.
Can you guys just walk us through your guys' goal in the second period? Just Brad, your hustle to be able to get down there and get the puck, and then just how you guys were able to connect.
You scored it.
Yeah, I mean, Brad and Lucy did a great job. Be able to get the puck, and they found me in front of net and had a good chance. But good pass by Brad.
You want me to go? Yeah, it was a great play by Lucy. You know, he did a great job kind of following up, making a play. And then obviously, you know, it's a simple thing, but Lenny called for it, let me know he was there, which makes things easy when you're under pressure the way we were. You know, it's basically 4-on-2 in the corner. So it's a little detail, but things like that matter.
Brad, kind of similar to what you said a minute ago, but just what did you think about the Panthers when you were watching them from the opposite bench, like last year or 2 years ago in the playoffs, versus you know, what maybe has changed about your thoughts about them now? And then Anton, just what's it been like playing with him on the same line?
You know, when you played against this team, they just had a swagger and a belief where they just kind of kept coming at you, and it didn't matter what happened throughout the game. They just kind of kept coming, you know, believe in their system, and just they don't change much. They just continue to do the same thing, and they just believed in it, and they worked, which becomes deflating at times, you know, when teams just kind of come at you in waves. You know, I think that's one of the things that we saw in the past is that they just kind of kept coming. And then, you know, when you get in the room and you see the way, you know, we're coached and guys communicate and the way they are on an everyday basis, it all just makes sense. It's an incredible room to be part of, and you know, I love getting a behind-the-scenes look at these great teams and teams that have gone far and had success, because you can learn so much from guys and coaching staff and the way they do certain things. And you know, when you get a look at it, you realize that it didn't happen by accident. You know, there was a plan put in motion, and guys bought in. You know, and when you have that complete buy-in throughout the entire organization, you know, good things happen. And you know, we have a great group, and I'm very excited to be part of it.
For Anton, obviously that 5-minute back here, that 5-minute kill start the third period was a big game-changing moment for you guys. Just how long did that feel to you guys in real time, and how did you kind of sense the team getting momentum as more minutes kind of came off the clock there?
Yeah, that was huge. it actually went pretty fast. I feel like we did a good job of killing the penalty there, and huge shootout to Bob and all the guys who were blocking shots there. It was very important in that game, and I feel like we got some more momentum from that, and we kind of got more energy and a jump after that.
Well, Brad, this one's for you. The Lightning kind of were doing a good job keeping you guys away from the front of the net for the first 50 minutes of that game. I mean, what kind of changed to allow you guys to get some bodies to the net and get some screens on, just like the one you had on Seth's goal?
I mean, it's tough. They have big bodies back there, and they compete very hard. They're not giving up a whole lot. They collapse very tight. So, I mean, all you can do is keep trying to get there, keep trying to put pucks there. But they're doing a good job at the lines, kind of limiting zone entries and doing a good job retrieving pucks and getting it out. But when we do get that opportunity to get to the net, they're very tight in there, and they do a good job of boxing out. So, I mean, there's a reason they're one of the best teams in the league, and they're at this level. So we just have to keep trying to get there. Again, sometimes you get lucky and you get a bounce. Sometimes you don't. And, they had a few last game. We had one tonight. So it's just keep going there, and hopefully good things happen.
Last one for me. Could you describe those final minutes where you're down 2-1? Are you even thinking that we might be going back to Tampa 2-2, or is that even there in your mind? And then you go from 2-1 to 2-2, going to overtime to winning that game. What's the wave of emotions there?
No, I mean you're in the moment. You can't let your mind wander to what's going to happen in the future, something that's out of your control. I mean, all you can do is, the best athletes just worry about what is in their ability to control, and I think that's all we were worried about was the next shift, the next moment. But you can't let your mind wander, and that's when you start to lean off a bit, and they're incredible players over there. Take advantage of that. Belief is a dangerous thing, and we had that. You could feel it. I don't think that we're sitting there on the bench thinking we're going back to 2-2. It's we believe that we can make a play, and you're one shot away at that time. So it's a different ball game if it's 5-1 with 2 minutes left. But one goal game, crazy things happen, and we've all been through it. Teams that have gone far and had success. You learn from these moments, and you learn in the regular season. And you build the belief in your structure and what you have. We have that. Doesn't mean it's going to go our way, but did tonight.
Thank you. Thanks everyone very much.
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Thank you.
Away from that 5-minute kill to the very end when you guys get those 2 goals.
It started with the kill. That was such an important piece to the game. But keeping that belief, you come out of it and you think something's good, it's going to happen, and you get a power play goal and you think that's what it is, and except it's not. Right? I think the block of time before the 5-minute kill, the belief's almost stronger than after the offside. Well, it's offside, so there's no complaint there. Just that one's a kick in the teeth. But, we haven't had a lot of those this year, right? Like, it's been grinders, it's been tough. We've had key guys out of the lineup. And I felt like going back for the local people, going back to the game in Boston when we had the lead and we couldn't hold it, like we couldn't push back on it. It's just, Eki wasn't in the lineup, Chucky wasn't in the lineup. So we kind of suffered that. So because you don't have a bunch of them, you don't have a history of the comeback, it's a little tougher, right? You don't have a, hey, remember the game. So it was a really important, mentally important that you could come back, and it's a tight game out there. So there's just, and that's even more difficult sometimes to mount the comeback. If you're trading chances back and forth, you're thinking you're right there no matter what. But when you got 2 really skilled teams, that there's not a lot of room to move the puck, so you're always wanting a little better hands on some plays, except the defensive skill of both teams is very, very high, and it's not easy to generate something.
With that, Ekblad to go from having the goal overturned to being the one to start
Yeah.
everything in the end, just to see the stick-to-itiveness of him and being able to start things when and get that redemption, maybe, I guess. maybe
Good
the
for
worst.
him. The non-goal is a heater, but you've seen that before from him. The tying goal is a hands goal. I mean, there's some great patience. So good for him does a great job of getting up the ice and timing when to go in and to take that chance. So an important part of what we do.
I don't know how well you saw it live. I'm wondering if you saw it, but his hit on Hagel, your thoughts on that? And
Yeah, I think I want to be consistent with what I've said, on the Hagel. I saw it. I've seen it before. Saw it last year. And then we'll all coach. The players will play. The refs will make the calls, and the league will do what they with it. So I just want to be. I don't want to use this platform to start making my case on this. Everybody's got a job to do. I'll stay in my lane.
And just about this comeback win for you guys, what's the emotional high when you guys go from the potential of being tied 2-2 going back to Tampa, now you're up 3-1 going to Tampa?
It's 10:22 on the clock back there, so we get it for another hour and 38 minutes. And you get to enjoy this. You get to, it's great. Locker room's great. And then you handle your day tomorrow.
Another big game for Brad Marchand. Obviously set up that Lundell goal. You knew what kind of player you were bringing in, NHL veteran, Stanley Cup champion, but just what has his presence meant to this team, and specifically, how has he elevated the line with the young Finns?
Well, that was the hope, right? That we would start to get some offensive mindset from that. What you don't know and you can't see is that he is up and down our bench the entire third period. All good stuff. Stay in the fight, fellas. Like, just all positive. He's got that, and you need that because it's quiet, right? You got guys who are playing huge minutes that aren't saying a word because they're recovering on the bench. You need somebody who just constantly reinforces the positive, and that, I'll take the 2 points are valuable, the 2 assists, but that's equally valuable because there's just so many situations like tonight in a playoff series where you need that belief when it's going against you, and he was a real driver of that.
Kind of in the same vein, just the team's belief after the Ekblad goal is overturned. You kind of talked about like Ekblad's ability to stick with it, but the whole team, after that, I think you called it a kick in the teeth, their ability to kind of stay with it.
Well, I'm hoping that the belief is stronger now than it was then, right? Because haven't had one of those in a while. Like, we offend the Boston people up front, but we haven't had one of those since Boston, right? Like one of those pull the tender, it's late, you score in overtime. The games haven't unfolded like that, and then this year we didn't have many at all, right? We were elite at developing a lead and then just holding it, and even that got away from us toward the end. We lost some leads. So it's good for you to be able to have one of those.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.
One more, sorry, that's all.
This is going to be a good one.
Oh, we'll see. Paul, I know this may be prisoner of the moment stuff, but Barkov mentioned how
I missed the first part. I'm a prisoner?
I said no.
Just in this room.
It feels like it right now.
Yeah.
Barkov mentioned in the locker room this is one of the loudest he's heard it in this building once that go-ahead
Yeah.
goal went in. This may be prisoner of the moment stuff, but considering how this game had just about a little bit of everything and then the 2 sets of goals 11 seconds apart, does this kind of rank up there in terms of games in this particular rivalry?
I haven't been a part of the rivalry long enough to know the back history of it. I would say that you need different kinds of wins to win a series. Your goalie's got to win you a game. Your power play's got to win you a game. Your penalty kill's got to win you a game. And then you need Lundell to score, Jones to score, Ekblad to score, not the names that you're always used to. It has to be those guys who step up. They had some big goals the other night from not their top end. That's the driver of this. For all of you who've watched the game for a long time, it's those guys because they walk into the room differently tomorrow. And everybody's so damn happy for them, especially if they're the new guys, right? They come in and they want to be a part of it and they want to be impactful. So those goals are great.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay.